Hey, what's going on everyone? I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope that all of you are having a great day, and thank you for joining me for your daily dose of Star Wars. The Last Jedi is something new to most of us, as it shakes up the image of some of the classic characters we have all come to know and love. And you know who I'm talking about, Luke. The Last Jedi, although it came out in December of 2017, is still receiving a good majority of backlash from fans, and that is especially noticeable in any comment section about The Last Jedi, whether it be in the comments of a YouTube video, a fan site, a forum, a chat room, etc. But despite all of this, Rian Johnson has said that 80% of what he's heard from the feedback of The Last Jedi has been positive. So it must be those who aren't pleased are just shouting louder than everyone else, according to what he said. Most of this backlash comes from the different take on Luke that Rian provides with this film, and yesterday I did a video where he explains the journey that Luke went on and why I found his logic to be rock solid in an explanation as to why it happened. Although I will admit, if I had to change one thing about the film, it would be that Rian should have just let Luke be a hero and didn't have to have him go into the Force and leave us. I think that most people agree with me, and this is likely the biggest problem for most others as well, so let me know in the comment down below. If Luke hadn't died, would the film be receiving as much criticism and fan backlash? Today's video deals with Luke for the most part, but involves a heavy amount of Rey as well. A few months ago I received a message from one of you guys, and I will leave the name out so he can remain anonymous, but he sent me a message and said that when Rey first walks to the Force tree where the Jedi texts live, and Luke felt this and turned around to Rey and followed her, he discovered that she had an ulterior motive as to why she had come to Ahch-To. Not knowing this, Luke turns the tables and follows Rey to the Force tree, and when she reaches for one of the texts it begins. Who are you? I know this place. Built 1,000 generations ago to keep these, the original Jedi texts. Like me, they are the last of the Jedi religion. You've seen this place. You've seen this island. Only in dreams. Who are you? The Resistance sent me. They sent you. What's special about you? Where are you from? Nowhere. No one's from nowhere. Jakku? Alright, that's pretty much nowhere. Why are you here? Rey, from nowhere. Somehow I missed this, and all 3 times I saw the film, Rey never tells Luke her name on screen, and we never see this happen. This led me to believe that Luke knew who Rey was before she arrived on Ahch-To. If Luke had closed himself off from the Force fully, how did he know that Rey had seen this place and the island? This led me to look at the novelization again. Here's a passage from the novelization of The Last Jedi of this same conversation with the extra dialogue between Luke and Rey, which, as always, is also canon. Who are you? Luke asked. He had followed her, and now stood looking at her, as if for the first time. Rey was so entranced by the books that she barely noticed that Luke had finally acknowledged her. I know this place, she said. This is a library. Luke stepped in front of her and took one of the books off its shelf. She couldn't read the ancient runes inside, but she could feel their power. Built 1,000 generations ago to keep these, the original Jedi texts, Luke said. The Anomika, the Ramagan, a dozen of other mystic-sounding made-up names, the foundation of the ancient faith. They were the first, and now, just like me, they were the last of the Jedi religion. He looked up from the book, his eyes searching Rey's face. After the days she'd spent trying to get his attention, his sudden regard was a little unsettling. You know this place. You've seen these books. You've seen this island. Only in dreams, Rey said. He looked at her again, and repeated his earlier question. Who are you? Weren't you listening? I told you the whole story. I went in and out. It seemed wrong to roll one's eyes in the presence of founding Jedi texts. She managed not to. The Resistance sent me. They sent you. What's special about you? Jedi lineage? Royalty? Rey was none of these things, and after a moment of consideration, Luke seemed to sense that. An orphan? He said wearily. This is my nightmare. 1,000 wannabe younglings showing up on my doorstep, hoping they're the chosen whoever's, wanting to know how to lift rocks. Where are you from? Luke asked. Nowhere, Rey said, recalling endless days of heat and sand. No one's from nowhere. Jakku? Luke raised an eyebrow. Alright, that's pretty much nowhere. Why are you here, Ray from nowhere? The Resistance sent me. We need your help. The First Order. But Luke's eyes had turned flinty again. You've got your truth. You've got a battle to fight, a whole universe out there to explore, he said. Why come dig me up? Dry bones, tired old legends, let them die, Ray from nowhere. Find your own path. The conversation continues for a little while longer, but I've read enough for the purposes of this video. As you can see, Luke refers to Ray as a Ray from nowhere several times throughout this passage of the book, and what we see as a result is that Ray did not tell Luke her name, and yet Luke knew it anyway. For reference, in The Force Awakens, she and Finn had a whole mini-adventure by the time they learned each other's names, and I assumed that after the events of The Force Awakens, if you found Luke, you'd be more eager in trying to convince him to come back and save the Resistance than telling him your name. With that in mind, I went digging a little farther, and I went back to The Last Jedi novelization where Rey first met Luke and had their first conversation, and in that passage, Rey does not tell Luke her name at all, and for this fact, I'm not going to read the passage, so if you have the book, you can go ahead and read it. This means and proves that in Star Wars canon, Luke knew who Rey was before she arrived on Ahch-To. That wraps things up for me here in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found this interesting. If you did, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thank you guys for watching. As always, keep loving Star Wars. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, mostly Twitter, at SWCoffeeYouTube. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Keep loving Star Wars. Peace.